Welcome back to another ministry website review. If you are new to this, we started doing 1-minute website reviews on TikTok for church and ministry websites, and that kind of morphed into doing some on TikTok and longer, more intricate ones on YouTube for folks that we just want to spend more time reviewing their site, showing off their site, highlighting their ministries. So welcome to one of those videos. Today we will review Lordship Church in Connecticut, a UCC church. Reverend Jeff has been following along with DIGI for quite some time, and their website definitely reflects that. Before we get into deep with their church website review, I do want to point out on our website, digivangelism.org, that we offer done-for-you websites. So if you don't have a website, or if your website needs to be redone, that is an option. We'll talk with you through it. If we're not the best fit, that's fine, but at least we can chat with you for 15 minutes and see kind of what your issues are, maybe answer some questions. We are here to help. Our mission is to help progressive leaders of spiritual communities share hope, healing, and light online. So if we can be any part of that journey with you, we are happy to do so. Also, digital communications reviews are under this Done For You ministry, and that's, this website review, but it's also social media review. It's a lot more in depth than what you're seeing in these 15 minutes. Really personalized, comprehensive, and then actionable. We will give you step-by-step what we think you need to do to make your website, your social media more effective and reach people online so you can spread hope, healing, and light, which is our mission to help you do and hopefully is part of your mission to do. So with that, let's jump over to thelordshipchurch.org. I will link that below so you can access it for yourself if you'd like, but there are a lot of things I'm going to point out that I think are wonderful about this church website. I'm just going to warn you about that now. And some of the things that I had written down last week when I reviewed it to talk about today, I think have changed since I got to it. So they're constantly updating it, which is just another great thing to pay attention to for your own site. It should be something that you can get in there and access and change when you're ready. But what I see first here is just hope happens here. Boom. Like big, bold tagline, big text, big picture. I like that. I think it's very stylish, and I think it kind of hits you in the face, which is what you want to do and to grab attention, right? And more important than grabbing attention for us is always the fact that we are clear with our websites, right? So look, their address, look, the time that they worship, the ways they worship, look, their time zone. Oh my goodness, they have been taking notes, and or they just know how to, really communicate clearly who they are. And all of this is above the fold, which means it's like the first thing you see without scrolling down the website. Fantastic. I love that. So one of just a few things I'm going to point out on the site that I think maybe could use some tweaking. Again, it's not like it's wrong. It's just something I noticed, some feedback I will offer for them and for you. When I scroll down, I think these are great opportunity. It's great text. It's great information. Things people want to know, right? But I think that this screen just has a lot of text, and like it's smushed text. It's like, so it's 3 columns. I'm not sure if that's the best way to visually showcase this. I think either you could take out some words, or maybe add some more space, or maybe like a picture could go with each of these things. Maybe they could be made so they're a little more uniform just in height. Again, it's a really nitpicky thing here. But when I see a good website, I need to be more nitpicky, right? Because there's so much that I already love about this website. But here I felt a little like, wow, that's a lot of text. It's not really even, and it just feels like it doesn't need to look this way, right? Just a little bit of tweaking and it'll look better. Click below to email us with any questions you have. I don't know that you need to say, I don't like the click over here when you already have a button that says you could just make this say email us, or you have contact us. I think that's self-explanatory. So just this section I think needs a little bit of more thought. So if you click I'm new here, which we try to go to quite often because this is a very important spot on any community website, because new people are going to be the ones most looking at your website. So you want this here and you want it clear. So this is like their connection card, digital connection card. Very cool concept. What to expect. I love the little images. I love how there's like just a little bit of text. It's not too overwhelming. There's not paragraphs and paragraphs about everything. You don't need to. Look, where do I park? They're answering these really important questions. Where are we located? What's service like? Holy Communion, kids, baptism. Like, these are all the questions people are going to be asking. And so I think this is fantastic. I think you could, maybe offer hey, if you have another question, There's a contact us button again, or some kind of call to action. But honestly, I think this is fantastic the way it is. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. This was one thing I had written down. It said follow us, but the icons weren't there, which could have been just my computer. Sometimes Michelle and I will be looking at the same website on 3 or 4 different machines and we're seeing different things. So great job having your social media icons right here. So people really do have a call to action. They scroll down and it's like, hey, follow us. You're not ready to visit us, or you are ready to visit us. Check out what we're doing. Follow us. Great. And their social media platforms are up to date. So that's always a win as well, when I'm not clicking on a Instagram profile that hasn't been updated in 3 years. Thank you. So contact info is very clear down here. Is another thing I want to point out. If you're not putting it up top, which again on their homepage they did have it up top, which we think is great. But it's also a great place to put it at the bottom in like the junk drawer area. They have a map. They have when their office is open. They have a phone number, the address, the email, like spot on. Info is very clear. It seems like a little thing, but we don't see it all the time. So we love to call it out when we see it. Another page I thought that was very clear and just visually appealing. Look at their beliefs page. Like, again, I'm not being overwhelmed by text. I'm sure there's a lot more they want to say about the Holy Spirit. I'm sure there's a lot more they want to say about service to others, but that's okay. They don't need to say everything on their website. They're making it clear. These icons, man, I think they go such a long way in just like breaking up the space, breaking up the text. They just look fun. Oh, I just noticed that Holy Spirit and Bible have the same one. Maybe that's intentional, but I didn't see that before. But they're just fun. And I think with emojis being used so prevalently, like they feel a little more personal. Like it's like, okay, I would use an emoji. I would use a heart emoji. I would use a service to others emoji if I'm talking to someone. Maybe it connects with me, okay? And I think it's going to connect with their audience as well to see, okay, hey, look at they're not just giving me pages of paragraphs of text about their belief. They're showcasing it in a way I can understand and comprehend quickly. Also, we have a whole staff with descriptions. Again, not something that we see all the time. Even in some of these reviews, we've had, maybe 3 of the 4 staff members or 8 staff members actually have the full descriptions, and then the other 2, maybe they're missing a photo, whatever. We love to see it all filled out, and it puts your staff kind of on the same level to say, we get to learn about them. We get to see their names. We get to see their faces. So I love that. Ministry partners, their story here. I think this is a good thing for churches to note that, this does have some text. This does have some paragraphs here. People might not want to read it. That's okay. You know why? It's at the bottom of their About Us page. It's not like on their homepage slapping me in the face like, here, I want to tell you about my story. People might not care about your story. They might want to see it. So it's great to have it, I think. But other things need to be on the homepage. Other things need to be about us, right? We need to see those beliefs. We need to see those staff. We need to know what's going on in your community and how to contact you. It's not all about your history. But I think it's a great model that you can still include it. You can include your story. That's all very important to faith communities, so let's not write it off. 2 more things I want to say about this site, and one is over on this worship page. So this was something that was updated. This is the start of school year. It makes sense. Updated since I last looked at this last week. The summer activities were up last week. They had a beach Sunday, and now I'm seeing like blessing of the backpacks, and we've got, Advent and Christmas is already coming up soon. So what I want to point out about this is it looks like they are kind of explaining, each Sunday, at least these 2, and then this is a set, like this is a series perhaps. This is a series. And I also see that they're at different times. I want you to know that as a visitor to this site, I had some questions about what all this meant. It took me longer than it probably should have to realize that all of these dates were covered, like that this was a range that started right after this day, and it ended and then this range started. I don't know why. Maybe just the way it visually was set up. I saw this date and I was like November 13th, but also September. Well, clearly these are just random days. Like they're telling me what the theme is, but what about the other days? Maybe that's just me. I also noticed there's different times. So that's interesting because I just saw up here that it's Sundays at 9:30, but then these certain Sundays are 10. I think that should be called out more if that's a regular thing that happens, which it seems like from September till November it is, unless you're switching from like summer. I think that might be. You're switching from summer to school year. But again, I'm just realizing that live right now, and so someone else might not pick that up as quickly if they're not looking for it specifically. The other thing I want to point out is some of these things almost feel like I need to know something before I get there. And so maybe being clear about like, we're just sharing the topics with you, no further action needs to be taken, or maybe there's a call to action to like join our email newsletter if you want to help with these things or know what more information about these things. For example, the summer dates, I think there was a beach day, and as a potential visitor, I'm wondering, do I need to know which beach to go to because I'm not going to find you at your location if I go to the address you put on your site. For this one, with the backpacks, I'm wondering, should I be donating backpacks? Am I supposed to bring my own backpack? If I'm a teacher, like, do I need to do anything special? And then even some of these topics, answer a burning theological question. Like, these are just topics, okay? I don't really need to do anything, right? Like, I just questions that people might ask. So maybe making it clear that you're just sharing the topics or giving a call to action for people to subscribe to your newsletter or contact the church office if you have questions about anything. Just something for people to bridge that gap between here's the information and I want to go participate in these worship services. How does that happen? Do I need to know anything else? This last thing I want to say is very similar to that, and it includes getting involved, like people being involved in what's going on in your community. Do you have any kids programs? Do you have any adult studies? Do you have, let's see what's going on here. I don't know, maybe it looks like we've got handbell whistling. That's amazing. I love that. Like, I'm assuming there's something happening around y'all, and so how do I get involved with that? Do I just show up and that's the first step? Does there need to be something, another maybe tab that says ministries that tells me what's going on? Do the ministries change too fast to keep up with that? In which case maybe there is like a general overview or some pictures on a ministry page with like a, contact this person to find out how you can get involved, or follow us on Facebook to see what's going on. I don't know. I just wondered, wow, you have an amazing website. You have amazing things going on. Clearly your community cares about one another. They care about how they are displayed to the world. Like, there's a lot of intention being taken here. How do I get involved in something like this? Where do I fit in with something like this? I can see that I can come to worship and I have a lot of information about that, which is lovely, but tell me more. So that's my last comment. As you can see, overall, this site is amazing, and we will have to point it out to people looking for good examples from now on, because we're very impressed by it. And thank you, Pastor Jeff and Lordship Community Church, for just being so supportive of Digi over the years. Again, if you are new to Digi and what we do, we do build websites, but we can also just offer you a more in-depth digital communications review, just like this website review, but a lot deeper, like maybe offering more suggestions, really reading through all of the content and offering some feedback and advice, checking all the links, because half the time we will find at least one link that doesn't work right. And also your social media, like really diving into that, giving you some more suggestions, talking with you about what you're having issues with. And so just fill out this please help me form if you're interested in any of that. And so consulting and digital communications review kind of go hand in hand, but we can also be building your website. We can train you on how to operate your website if that website person left, or if you're just not sure. We're here to walk with you through this stuff. So thank you for watching these reviews. If you want your church website reviewed, you know where to find us. Follow us on TikTok, follow us on YouTube, drop us a comment anytime. We'll be in touch. Thank you, Pastor Jeff and Lordship Community Church. Until next time, we brought the knowledge. It's your turn to put it into action. Peace.